instead of using natural human psychology, what you are actually doing is you are trying to change someone's values. In other words, instead of using the values that they currently have and what they already want, need, and desire, which, by the way, you can sell to that in half a second, you are instead trying to say, hey, I know you don't value this current thing at all, but I'm going to throw it in your face so many times until you do. How many times have we shared the after picture without sharing how long the journey was? This is something that if you are willing to fall on your face, you can do it. The question is, are you willing to get back up? My name is Josh, and I'm your push coach. I'm the #1 best-selling author of F Leadership, and for the last 6 years, I've helped over 40,000 entrepreneurs to take ownership of their businesses and create tangible results that have changed their businesses and lives forever. Let's dive in. Hello, what's up, friends? How are you? My name is Josh. I am your push coach, and I am so pumped because today we're going to chat about how to use the belief bridge in your posting. Okay. So, man, I am I've got a little bit of morning stuff to do. I got to take a shower, pack up. We are headed to California for kids' fall break, and I'm so freaking excited. Amaya, who is 6, only went to Disney when she was like 1. So, we've been trying to go for like the last 3 years, but because of the pandemic and stuff, we couldn't. This is a first chance to finally get back to Disney. She has 0 memories of the last time she went, so I cannot wait to see her just go absolutely crazy. But today we have to talk about, we just have to talk about this, okay? So one of the things that I talk about with the belief bridge is it's really just using sales psychology. Now, sales psychology is another way of saying common sense based on considering how other people are going to react to what you say and what you do. So let's talk about this for a second, okay? This is technically psychology, but it's also common sense if you just stop to think about it, okay? If I come running at you, like let's say you don't know who I am, you don't recognize me, you've never seen me on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, I just come running, just sprinting at you, I don't know, like in a Target or something, right? You're just standing there, right? Maybe like waiting in line to like check out, maybe in like the self-checkout, and I just come sprinting at you. What do you do? How do you react? Well, one of two things. You either fight or flight. That is human reaction in a state of urgency. We either fight or flight. So in other words, you're going to sprint for your life like, oh my God, this guy's trying to kill me. Or you're going to punch me in the face and probably knock me out. I'm only like 5'9" and 175 pounds. Okay. So like it's one or the other. There's not really any other response you can have. So all sales psychology is, my friends, is stopping and considering what is the natural human reaction to things we say and do. Now, this one's like really obvious. It's very obvious, right? But to me, when it comes to messaging that we use on social media or webinars, workshops, emails, it's just as simple if we just take the time to stop and think about it. But most people don't. Most people are so consumed and so obsessed with the thing that they offer that they completely forget to talk about or even think about what it is people want, need, and desire. So I saw a post, and I've been seeing lots of them because this is the trend right now about gut health, okay? Now, I'm sure that gut health is really important and really valuable and would really help a lot of people. I don't know that because no one's posts have properly presented it or sold it to me. So I'm just coming to you. I'm not a health and fitness coach, but I mean, I have a lot of health and fitness coaches that come across my feed, and like gut health is like the going trend right now. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But here's the problem I see is I've literally seen 1,000 of these posts, and I can't really tell you why I should care. And that's a problem. That is a really, 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 really big problem, because I'm just going to give an example of one reel that I saw.
one reel that I saw said something like, yep, you need it, or something like that. And had a blender cup and was just like throwing a whole bunch of like vegetables in it and was like, gut health. Yep, you need it. And it was just like, I want you to think about this for a second, okay? Now, if these are coming out in the order that I'm recording them, the last episode I talked about bad church signs, okay? And that's basically when a church throws something on a sign that has literally nothing to do with anything that anyone in the world from the outside would even understand. In other words, it's like, I think the example that I used, well, there was one that I posted about the other day that literally said, if you don't come here, you're an idiot. But there was one that said, like, Jesus is the living word. Now, I come from a church background, so I technically understand what that means, but no one outside of the church world would have any idea what that means. And if we're being perfectly honest, even people who do know what that means, that didn't really like help me today. That was nothing in any way that was beneficial. That's literally like a health and fitness coach putting on something on their sign that says, proteins restore your muscles. Oh, okay, great. That's awesome. Thank you so much for giving me some information that does not really in any way help me. You know, what would have been more helpful would have been like, try this quick snack to get more protein and less time in a tasty treat. That would have been a great sign, right? That would have been something that actually benefits me, catches my attention, makes me want to hear more. But here's what I see with gut health is like just pouring vegetables into this shaker cup or blender cup, whatever it was, and then just saying like, yep, gut health, you need it. Okay, but here's the problem with that. You are making people more aware of gut health, and I guess to some degree that's some version of advertising. It's some version of psychology. The more we see something, the more aware of we become, the more likely we are to purchase it. But this is what I would call sales by convincing instead of using sales psychology. Sales by convincing means you're going to have to see it 100,000 million trillion times before you finally accept this idea. In other words, okay, when you don't use the belief bridge, instead of using natural human psychology, what you are actually doing is you are trying to change someone's values. In other words, instead of using the values that they currently have and what they already want, need, and desire, which, by the way, you can sell to that in half a second, you are instead trying to say, hey, I know you don't value this current thing at all, but I'm going to throw it in your face so many times until you do. You see the difference there? That's really, really hard. And one of my favorite analogies with parenting is like, it's like trying to force the kids to understand that vegetables are good for them instead of saying, hey, you want to go get ice cream later? Yeah, everybody does? Okay, awesome. Then let's just finish our plate and then we can go. Now, you still got them to eat the vegetables was really the goal. You got them to understand that vegetables are important because psychologically you just taught them nutrients come before treats. In other words, in their head, whether you said it this way or not, they just kind of stacked things. We're constantly observing and stacking things in our head. And if you say over and over and over and over and over, got to eat this, then you can have this, it's actually teaching your brain that this is the natural order and how things should work. Okay. When I was a kid, if I wanted to stay home from school, if I was fake sicking like all of us did, my dad had this genius thing. He would say, that's fine. You can stay home if you want to, but if you stay home from school, you can't go to sports practice. You can't watch electronics. All we had back then was TV. You can't watch TV. You can't play your Nintendo NES, and you can't go see any friends after school. If you're staying home sick, you are home. No sports practice, no sports games, nothing. And I'd be like, never mind, I'll go to school. Because I understood, well, first of all, for me playing sports very competitively, I knew missing a day of practice could cost me my starting position. But I also didn't want to just lay in bed and stare at the wall all day. That sounds terrible. So my dad, without necessarily saying these exact words, was basically saying he was creating a natural process and a natural order in my head that said, If you skip out on the work, you miss out on the play. Now that's a really powerful lesson. I'm so thankful. Dad, if you're listening to this, every once in a while he listens to my stuff and reads my books. If you're listening to this, thank you for that life lesson. It's so powerful to this day. Even on Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings, I wake up, I do some type of a quick workout, do some journaling, and just kind of like check in for like 30 minutes to my business to just make sure I've got all that stuff taken care of, situated. Now I can go play. And so it's such a powerful lesson when it's done right. But the way it's done, I want you to notice my dad did not say, Josh, you can't stay homesick because that's lazy. That's wrong. If you don't go to school, you're going to be a bad kid. No, instead, he took the things I already want, need, and desire, which was playing sports, being able to watch TV, being able to do all these things. And he used that as the motivation to get me to do the thing I needed to do, which was go to school. So if the thing people need is gut health, you have to ask yourself, what do people already want, need, and desire that gut health can kind of be stacked with as the thing they got to do to get that thing they desire? Does that make sense? So stop telling people over and over and over, you need gut health. You need gut health. Or let's take it further. You need my supplements, or you need my program, or you need my accountability. Stop. And instead ask, what is it they're wanting, needing, and desiring? How do I call out to that thing? And usually call out to the struggles they're having to get those things, and then show them that the thing I have will fix that. Does that make sense? So call out to what they want, need, and desire. Expose some of the reasons they're struggling to get those things, and then introduce your product as the solution. That is how the Belief Bridge works. And that's why it works so magically, because I'm not trying to force anyone to value what I value. I'm helping them to keep valuing what they already value, but see a new solution for getting those things. All right. I hope that helped you guys. I'm off to California. Probably by the time you're hearing this, I am back and just back to normal life. But I love you so much. I believe in you so much. You're so powerful. You are so amazing. You have everything you need. It's already on the inside. Just a reminder, you go to joshcoates.com. I've got a free workshop right there on the homepage you can check out. If you come from the health and fitness industry, I've got a special training for you, joshcoates.com/push4diamond. All right. I love you. Have an amazing day. I will see you soon. Bye, friends.
This is something that if you are willing to fall on your face, you can do it. The question is, are you willing to get back up? My name is Josh, and I'm your push coach. I'm the #1 best-selling author of F Leadership, and for the last 6 years, I've helped over 40,000 entrepreneurs to take ownership of their businesses and create tangible results that have changed their businesses and lives forever. Let's dive in.